What is up, guys? Control here. In today's video is going to be on Swain and Gangplank. I've been off of Swain for a little bit, but we're hopping back on after experimenting a little bit with a couple other champions. And I haven't really done Swain and Gangplank together because they're both 5-cost champions and kind of overlap in that mana slot, obviously. You know, kind of for the same reason I haven't really done Swain Vlad. But actually, after playing this exact list, I found that it wasn't really that big of a deal that they're both 5. You know, I found that if you just have GP Swain and then the triple Leviathan double Dreadway as your top end, you actually don't run into too many issues where you're, you know, getting your hand clogged and you're like, okay, I have like 6/5 drops in my hand, I can't do anything. Really didn't come up or be that apparent because, I mean, for the most part, this deck is just a bunch of cards that cost 3 or less. You know, we have, what is this, like 9, 12, 14 cards that cost more than 3? So, I mean, it's actually a relatively low curve deck. One of the things that's deceptive about that, though, is, again, it does run the Yoinkies package, so what you're going to do is steal your opponent's bigger cards and be able to play them. So it is kind of gross in that sense, and I figured it was kind of good to use this a little bit more before. I mean, I assume it's going to get nerfed in a couple of days, so I figured that, you know, it'd be nice to jam some games of the Yoinky stuff before it goes bye-bye. So it's kind of a fun thing to do because in Legends of Runeterra, the devs do balance quite a few cards every month. And, you know, it's pretty likely ones like pilfered goods, stuff like that are going to be changed. So I figured we'd, you know, just jam a couple games with these cards before they get balance changed, which I thought was pretty sweet. So, I mean, this list I didn't get from anywhere. I kind of just threw it together on the fly. I wanted Butchers as 1s. I wasn't like super sold on having 1-drops because, I mean, if you do run a lot of 2s, it's nice, you know, just have spell mana from turn 1 on turn 3. So you can play a 2-drop and then, like, say, you know, make a rain or pilfer good. But the other Jagged Butcher on 1 is a 1-mana 2/2 is just good. And it's okay late game is like, or later mid game is like a 3/3 when you get the plunder off. Black Market Merchant, Pilfered Goods, and I guess we can just couple the Grifter as well in there. Or just, I mean, again, the Yoinkies cards are very strong, and they kind of just let you do really stupid things. They allow you to steal your opponent's cards, play with them, and I mean, it's just kind of disgusting. Again, this won't be a thing for too much longer, I think. They're going to be, you know, I believe just like bumped up in mana price costing. I think the whole idea behind the Yoinkies mechanic, it's one that's, there's a lot of discussion within the community about, but I think overall the Yoinkies mechanic is fine. It's just right now it's too good, and that's kind of frustrating. I think there's also a decent argument for just reworking it and making it so that, yes, you do steal 1 copies of cards and 2 from the bottom of your opponent's decks. That could be a decent way to fix it rather than, you know, you steal your opponent's buff cards off the top and they're not copies, so your opponent doesn't know what's going on. Or you could even do it where, like, you know, if you steal a card, your opponent gets to see what you're stealing, have it in hand, and, you know, just kind of remove that element of frustration, I guess. That being said, I think that the thing they're going to do about it is leave the mechanic the same way it is and just bump up the mana cost, like make like the Black Market Merchant 3 mana and like Pilfered Goods like 3 or 4 probably. Something along those lines would be about all I would expect. Anyways, Dreadway Deckhand, we can couple that with the Petty Officer as well, just keg generators, just decent cards. I mean, if you look at stuff like Make It Rain, Death's Hand, even Fervor, or just like Gangplank's Effect, they're all really strong. And I mean, the kegs really do just allow you to scale your Swain so quickly, it's ridiculous. Just out of nowhere, he'll pop off. One other thing that's really cool to note in this list is we don't actually run any of the Warning Shots like main deck, but we do have them off of the Grifter. So Warning Shot plus Swain is a really cool combo because usually with Swain, if you want to, you know, open attack with him, you're not going to be able to cast a spell before combat goes off to stun any of your opponent's units. But with Warning Shot, because it's a burst spell, your opponents don't get to act, so you could freeze their backline, or sorry, not freeze, but stun their backline units after Swain is leveled up with it, which is really, really cool. I think we do that a couple times in the clip. A few of the clips at least that I have today for you guys. But overall, it's a really cool combo and one that I would say to look out for. Because, I mean, it is just really insane to deal with. And then, so we go Make It Rain, Death's Hand. These are just good cards, again, for leveling Swain. You know, good early removal cards that just help you not lose early game. That's about it. They're just strong, powerful. You know, we've seen them a lot, and honestly, Death's Hand is one that I've kind of come around to like a little bit more. Early on in the expansion, once it was released, I really did not like this card, but after playing with it a little bit more, I definitely find there's a lot of value in it, especially in a list that runs something like Gangplank as well, because one, you're removing and kind of like leveling up your Swain, but you're also dealing the plunder damage to kind of get your GP leveled as well, which is very significant, right? When Gangplank is leveled, he's just an absolute unit, man. This guy just pops off, wipes boards out, and is just so ridiculous to deal with. In a similar fashion as Swain, they're just very strong. Then we can go to the Mites. This is one that I actually wanted to change to a 2 of, and I've actually been enjoying a lot. A little bit of a spoiler for a video in a few days. I did play Swain and Ezreal, and I went like double Might and double Sunporks map, and I'm not gonna lie, it was actually pretty good. So I think that you could actually pretty easily go for the double Might here. It is really strong with Swain, and honestly any little unit, especially when you're thinking about Dreadway as well, because your damage is doubled. So I think you know, I'm not gonna spoil it, but you'll see the way that I win one of the games in the video, and it was pretty sweet with the Dreadway and Might. Honestly, a really dope combo, and one that's you know, really just isn't expected, I guess. The Might thing definitely isn't anything new, but you really don't see it on ladder too often. So I would say if you guys are playing Swain decks, try it out. It's really good. I feel like in most of the Swain videos I've had, I have been running at least one of these, or if we're going for like a P&Z Swain thing, the Sunporks map. You know, I joke about the tech cards with Swain a lot, but they're legitimately really strong, and they do just help you win games out of nowhere. So one of the things about just putting random cards in like that you know, do help you pop off with your champions, or you know, allow you to just kind of excel your win condition, but aren't really ones that are expected, I guess, are actually really powerful. Because I mean, people will think about playing around like Noxian Fervor because you see this card so much, right? It's pretty obvious. They'll think about like the Leviathan, right? Another really obvious card, but they won't really think about Might because this is just, you know, something that you pull out of your back pocket. So that's actually really valuable and something that I would recommend doing. Next up, Monkey Idol. If you guys have been seeing me playing Bilgewater at all the sets, you'll know that I love Monkey Idol. Really cool card, post buff, it is nuts. Yeah, love it. Really good for Gangplank because I mean, you do get all of the last breaths to get the plunders off, and really good for Swain because the damage to itself and then the last breath are going to actually scale him. So really good card, definitely fits in the list, and just a powerful one. Next up is Double Fervor. I don't run 3 of these because I found that it was a little bit tight to just fit all the cards that I wanted to fit in. So I felt like Fervor was one of the ones that was like kind of an okay cut because I don't have too many great targets for it with really high health, other than my bigger units. So I felt like it's a card that could get dealt with sometimes. So because of that, I would prefer to, you know, run things like Death's Hand as a 3 of, because it just can't get removed by like a Mystic Shot or Get Excited sometimes. So I mean, I'm happy with the card. I think it's good, but I prefer it as a 2 of here. Next up, Petty Officer. This is definitely one of the more tech cards, you could say. It's not core or anything, but I think it's just a decent card. It's good at blocking. It can hit like the Callistas of the world, you know, as a 3/1. And then, you know, it's flexible in the sense that you get a keg or you get a 1-drop. And I mean, it's a really big thing is just having cards that aren't static that do multiple things, right? We're talking about Might being good earlier. One of the downsides of it is it's just pretty static. It's not a very dynamic card. It just does, you know, the one thing, gives you 3 attack and overwhelm, which is good, but it's not that great when you're blocking, for example. Whereas Petty Officer can be good for attacking, for blocking with the 1-cost follower, or for removing cards. And I mean, because of that, it's not very powerfully statted, but I think having cards that you can kind of make decisions with is pretty important, and you know, can help you win a lot more often than you would otherwise if you ran like Triple Might, for example. And Grifter talked about this a little bit. Again, just a strong card with warning shots, and you know, the Allegiance doesn't always happen. It's definitely a Bilgewater centered deck with 28 to 12, but don't expect that to go off every time. Still very good even if it doesn't though. Just a little bit more underwhelming. And we talked about the top end. So this deck you kind of just want to survive the early game with. I mean, you can use like your Make Your Rains plus kegs to kind of get there, and then steal your cards, your opponent's cards along the way. Usually like turn 3 or 4 with Merchant plus the goods, and then you know, finally get to late game while you're plundering along the entire time. Drop that Swain, drop that GP, and just pop off. And I mean, if the Swain and GPs don't work, you'll usually have drawn one of your 5 Leviathans or Dreadways in combination by turn 8 or 9 and have 1 late game bomb to play with. Just kind of the idea. With the 5 big ships, you definitely can't have hands where you draw like 2 or 3 of them. That being said, that doesn't happen that often, and I find even if it does, you're usually going to be okay because this deck is just so cheap in cost that you're going to be able to find things to play along the way. So I wouldn't really worry about it too much. I know it is kind of daunting seeing all those big, large cards, but it is a very good deck, and we did go 10 and 2 with it, so really no complaints. This is just draft 1 of it. I kind of just threw it together on the fly again and jam games with it, and it just worked, man. I really don't have too much more to say about it. Enjoy the gameplay, guys. Thanks for watching. Have an awesome day. I appreciate you. So I guess for starters, because we're trying to play Gangplank, we have to buy this. It's crucial. Then we go to the collection and we edit it so we have, well, I guess the optimal loadout. So probably take out the Teemo one. I like the Rainbow Poro still. It's a nice one. It's actually really, really good free-to-play mode, the Poro Pride one. Is this the optimal setup, guys? I feel like it's close. I like the Heimer one. I don't use it that often, but it's good for BM. Shen is nice to see well play to the end. The Braum Wave's crucial, and then you absolutely must have Swain and GP. So the only flex spot I think is the Poor Pride, but I feel like we're okay with this. Card back between Bilgewater and Noxus. I prefer Noxus. Guardian, it's definitely got to be the minion. And board-wise, I've been sticking with the Monastery. I haven't really been playing with Arcade too much. The soundtrack's kind of whack. It's a nice board otherwise, though. Okay, we should be good. So we're going to Swain Ezreal. I believe this is a burn deck. I could keep Pilfered Goods. It might be good to actually yoink the removal. But I feel like I'm going to keep Monkey Idol and then on odds. I maybe want to look for something that's a little bit more playable early game. Second's kind of nice. We only really have Butchers or 1-drops, so it's not like that's really going to consistently pan out that favorably for us, but it's okay. I think just trying to look for the Butcher is good because he is going to be aggressive in nature. You know, maybe you argue keeping the goods is better though, because I'll be getting a lot of good early game cards from him a lot of the time, so it might just be better to, well, I guess just take those more consistently maybe. Could be definitely one side of it. Flaming, how you doing? What is good with you guys today? Pass back, sure, I'll keep myself mana for sure. So maybe not an aggro deck now. And that's going to be a Monkey Idol for me. So only issue here is we're not really plundering for gangplank. Obviously we don't have one in hand, and I mean the longer the game goes on, the more the plunder is really going to be working, so well, that kind of sucks. Am I going to fervor that? I feel like no. That's all of his spell mana though, honestly. It's good for his Swain obviously, but I'm not too concerned with that really, honestly. Like I still have my spell mana, we're still kind of fine. That's kind of gross. Wow, that's actually really gross. I think I still play the Grifter here, just so I can do the nasty stuff next round and really just, I guess, make him kind of cry. Yeah. To pass, and then this phase we do some gross stuff here. So I'm gonna be too full. We're sitting at 4. We're sitting at 9. Yeah. I think open attack's the play though. Just maybe force him to play some removal cards or get the damage in right away. So we see some removal maybe here instead of development, which is fine for me because I mean we're not really too concerned with the Grifter living. It's kind of just a card at this point, honestly, and not even really that great of one. So it looks like Mystic Static, maybe? Or not. Also, do you guys notice anything different about me today? Get excited for a sentry shit. It's fine. I can play Fervor if you want. It's probably okay to Fervor here, honestly. Like, it just scales the Swain a lot and then maybe makes him spend more mana so he just doesn't get to develop anything. Kind of okay with it. Like, if he does go ahead and use like a removal spell here or something, I kind of care, but not really at the same time. It's just not a huge issue for us. And I mean, in that case, it's pretty good, right? Like, I'm pretty happy about that. He doesn't get the damage for the Swain. Ezreal doesn't get a target. Just good overall. Can't clear his Swain. If I go for the double merchant play, his Swain gets to open attack, and I can't block it. So it's between... Well, I guess I could just Grifter and block then. That's kind of fine. I'm fine with that, I think. No Legions, that's tragic, but it happens for sure. Let's pass back. Sick cut, thank you. That's the validation I need. I appreciate that. Let's hit him with the warning shot, I guess. Start the yoinking. Ooh, that's kind of nice.
One shot, all skill.
Okay. So the thing about this, right, is like it passes back to me anyways, so I'm just gonna play a black marker merchant in and I can play the Pilfered Goods before you can attack, so it's really not that insane for him. 2 mana Static Shock, sure. For 3, 6, 8, so we do not overdraw with this.
You weren't using it.
Yeah, okay. That's, yeah, kind of good. Okay. So we're probably fine with that. Just say okay.
Sure.
Ezreal does some stuff. So I guess the question is now, what do we really want to do? I can play the Sentry and Flock. Be on the Ezreal. He blocks with Swain. I don't think we really care too much. Thing is, I wouldn't like kill the Swain with the Flock play. I'd have to like thermo it, so doesn't really feel like good. We're going into 7. Well, turn 8's kind of when we pop off and do stuff, so I think that this is fine for now, just to maybe have like a little bit of a bigger lead into that. Maybe you can still say that it's just Swain, and then like he can't really block with the Swain then. I could also maybe just try to go wide next round too, and then do some stuff with this after, so maybe that's actually better for next turn. Yeah, maybe we just try it for next turn instead. Look, it's okay. We're still at 9, right? So we're not gonna overdraw here. Okay. So we maybe just start by stunning the Swain then. Completely better stuff for us to stun, but I feel like it's not gonna happen that often. We can start with like a static shock too, maybe. It's not really that nuts though. Feels like a stun is just fine. Okay with it. Okay, it's kind of weird that I took that long to like make such a simple decision, but it's kind of interesting like whether or not I want to clear or not because of the flock, right? Just adds kind of another layer of depth to it. Sure, that's fine. Suck my balls. Shit, you got me, dude. You got me good. So about 2-mana chump bump. That feels good.
Tell me mask, secure me tail, start the day.
I like the idea of 2-mana chump bump. Jagged Butcher is not leveled. So it doesn't really block that much here at this. Should I still play Butchers at 2/2 here to like just get 2 extra damage in? Ezreal goes, probably kills the Merchant, I push 10. It's probably better to put him to like a spot where he's 1 off with the Butcher than to not do that, so I think I like this more. So I want to commit more now that I've gone so wide. It's just a little bit weird for him not to, I think. Okay. So we'll see if he kind of gets baited into trying to block the Merchant or not. He does, sure. So I can even just like save the static shock to win with then if that's the case, that he doesn't want to do anything here. So if he blocks just a 1, he's at 4, then the Leviathan will do 3, and then 1 with the static will be lethal. Which is a yoink card, so you can't really play around it, because he's not going to know that that's what I stole, right? So it's one of those. It's kind of like a really good example of why like the Black Market Merchant card is going to just obscenely turbo OP at 2 mana for its effect. Especially when coupled with pilfered goods and multiple Black Market Merchants, it just gets out of control. And is super frustrating to play against. Because it's like, great, well now I know that there's 3 cards from my deck that are completely random that I have to play around. Okay. Well, I mean, that's a line for sure. That's almost a... I guess those count as the targets, right? It's not going to go up to 7 after combat, I don't think. Or will they? Might actually be 4 and then 7 without this. Regardless, I think I just say okay, I'll let that go through. So not close to winning, unfortunately, but I mean, we do stuff. I also think killing Swain is going to be a lot more important than killing the Ezreal here. Just because of the fact that he can stun things now, it's actually kind of frustrating for us to have to deal with. Okay, no, that is actually 7, wow, okay. So I could Thermo Flock if we want, and then the Ezreal's just alive and doing stuff, which is a problem, but it's less of a problem than Swain stunning all of our units while the Ezreal does stuff. So I feel like it's like a Thermo Flock type of play, and that just seems like it's a look to me. I could be wrong, but that feels like it's the best. It also levels my Swain as well, but I do lose all the spell mana that we could potentially have as well. And I guess I technically could have played a Shroom as well, right? Because I kind of floated 1 mana, so that's actually my bad. We're not going to really run into the case where our hand's too full, but I mean, maybe just like the 1 damage should be lethal potentially in some cases, so that's my bad. Hey G, I'm doing well, man, how are you? What is good? Destination in sight. Okay, well, I mean... Do I need to match that? Kind of? I could maybe just Swain and win with that next round too. Because like if I just like stun some stuff with a Swain... This is burst, so it doesn't give him a chance to react. It would stun the Leviathan and then I could just attack with a Swain usually. you'd have to have 7 damage to remove it, so because of that, and like it can't get blocked by the Ezreal. 4-3 would get blocked, this would do 7, and then I have Static Shock for lethal. Actually, this would be lethal, right? So I guess it's just Swain then for the dub over the Leviathan. Kind of interesting, but this should be a win, right? Because it'll still be back row my attack phase, and I can just use the warning shot to activate his effect where we stun the strongest back row enemy, which would then be Leviathan, and he would not have a chance to do anything really. Can play the deckhand for fun.
Don't know much, do ya?
That is not fun, man. Where do you live?
Artillery barrage!
Definitely sketchy the movie theater's open for sure though. So you would just do this, warning shot, and then just attack. And that'll be game. I guess you could technically like remove the Swain, but I still have mana to play Leviathan afterwards, so you know, even though you can like stun my units with his Swain, if he has mana left over to even play it, we can just play Leviathan and usually just get there anyways, so I'm not too concerned with this, and it should be a dub. 2 spells, 3 spells. Whoa, you okay. Oh man. Well, that's a dead Swain. But that's still gonna be a dub for us. Good win. Posting these games on YouTube because there aren't enough gangplank videos. Well, I can't promise that I will. But probably. You might see this exact game on YouTube actually. I usually don't post like the game 1 and 2 or 3s, like because I need a little bit of a warm up most of the time, but it's kind of a good game, so you might see that one on the tubers. Always a fan of battleships against battleships. And I'm also always a fan of kicking Ezreal's ass. That's a big thing that I'm a fan of. So you might see that one on the tubes. Good win with the Yoink these cards, and pretty good game that kind of shows why black market merchant and pilfered goods can be kind of stupid. Yeah, hoping for those to see a little bit of a nerf. Good win though. Teemo Darius. Okay. You have my attention, my friends. I don't even really know how I feel about keeping the merchant, because I'm not too sure exactly what I'd even want to steal from him. Double Leviathan hand definitely does happen. It looks like this just because I do have 5 cards that are big ships, unfortunately. That's kind of nice. So just pass this around and make a rain merchant plus goods next round. That's about it. Not too much to it. Gangster rep potentially maybe do it. Oh yes, please. You can transfusion, I guess, but this is still fine, I think. Yeah. Give it to me. I'll definitely take it if he has it, right? But I'd rather just make him have it, I think. Very sure. I can't do too much about that other than take it, I think.
Push on without me.
So a little bit unfortunate, but that's okay. And did I just play the idol now instead of the merchant? It's nicer to set this up earlier, I think. I get the hidden, and I might not want to do it next round, so I guess like I would open with this. I mean, I get 2 damage anyways. I'm trying to like look at why I wouldn't want to do the idol first. I feel like I prefer this. Just like a cleaner turn. I still got to open attack. That's fine. Okay. We still obviously get the damage off, so I can't really complain there. It's also his whole turn, which is a little bit weird. So this looks like it's just like the old PNZ burn deck then, I guess, but with Darius and Teemo thrown in, which is definitely interesting. It's not bad or anything. It's Yoink in the Decimate's actually really good. Yeah, that's super sweet actually. Do we play the Demolitionist just as a unit here? probably okay.
For the Empire.
I don't think there's really a huge benefit to saving spell mana, so I think that just getting another unit in play should be okay. One less action that I'm required to make next rounds. It's okay. Yoinkin is good. Decimate. Do we just get straight burned out? Should transfusion the monkey here. And protect this. Also allows me to play pilfered goods as well, which is nice. Just say okay. Gimme. Oh, Kato as well. Jesus, this guy's deck is nuts. Okay, well, we don't get anything playable, unfortunately, so I'm pushing like 6 damage at the start of the phase. Maybe you do actually want to play Kato because he will add a lot to the overall amount of damage we can do here, actually. So I think it is kind of the Kato look, because he can only play 1 unit here, so maybe he like blocks the Kato, but I do get the extra 3. Which with a hand like this feels really relevant. Because now it kind of goes from like us getting burned out to us burning them out. Which if you ask me is kind of a good look. So he probably plays a removal spell into whatever I block here with. I guess I could get like a get excited into the demolitionist, which would be nice. You could also just say that I should do it with the powder monkey to like force a bigger removal card into a unit that just dies anyways. It's probably a good argument. I think I like that. So we do this. Because I think we should expect a burn type of spell here, so I could play around Mystic Shot if I wanted to hit the demolitionist, but like I get excited or fervor, so just gonna clear the demolitionist anyways. So okay, well I guess we're winning the game. Yeah, I'll take that, sure. Okay. Well, I guess the Yoinkies cards are good when you're yoinking the burn decks, burn cards. Imagine having to play 5 mana for a Decimate, when you could spend 4 mana on a Decimate and win the game with it. Pretty silly, not gonna lie. So, it's a good win. I think had he had Transfusion for his Teemo Grenadier, it would have been like a little bit of a different game on turn 3. But because he didn't, that was like honestly really straightforward and pretty free win. And it's kind of weird because like we're playing a deck that has like basically no healing, right? We run some early game removal to deal with aggro decks, but if they start going, we just lose. But it turned out we yoinked those cards and we started going, so good win. Good win. Epic! Tiana! Epic! Tiana is epic! Yasuo Katarina, okay. I have double pilfered goods. Do we just keep double pilfered goods and just draw a merchant? It's like 100% wrong, by the way, but you know, it always works out. It just always works. It doesn't look like it's working right now. But it always works, trust me, Chad, trust me.
Don't let the fluffy tails fool you.
Okay. Not the biggest fan of the twirler stuff. Double Grifter's okay. Sure. It's pretty juicy, honestly. It's a fairly interesting card in that it scales itself and all other copies of it. Not too many cards like that in the game. So I mean, on his next attack phase, that'll be a 5/4, and if he plays another one, he's gonna have multiple 5/4s now. That's kind of good. Yeah. Let's do the attack thing and then do the merchant and good stuff, I think. So it turns out sometimes you are just good at the game. We do have to pick up some cards that are going to interact with his units though, because right now, I mean, we're just getting blown out. Deny sweep, but it's not really exactly what we need here. Whirling Death and Decisive Maneuver are also not really what we need. Okay, so I was kind of hoping that I would get a unit or something to play, but I guess I got every single tech card that he has. Good to know that he runs Might. He might have another copy of it. Whirling Death won't do anything right now. Decisive Maneuver at least freezes something. Another Martyr, okay. I mean, I have Swain Might that can happen, I guess. These are going to be 5/4s, which are kind of better than what they would be otherwise. So I can block 4/4, block 8. Well, I guess if I don't Fervor now, it's not going to die is the problem, right? That's sort of the issue that we're running into right now. Is that I actually do need to Fervor for this to work. I could maybe just Decisive Maneuver the Yasuo here. So then if he attacks with anything else, we kind of just kill his units. If we're going to do that, I should wait till combat phase, I guess. I'm dumb. I am stupid. Yeah, I am dumb. What's new? They both buff each other. That's why I'm dumb. I would want a Whirling Death in the stack order first, I believe, and then play the maneuver after. That should be the ordering, I think, that we want to do this in. He can't deny for 3. I have a 3-mana deny, but that's because I'm good at the game. So it turns out, yeah, these double buff each other. For some reason, I was thinking they would be 5/4s. It turns out when you have 2 cards of the same effect, they stack. Yeah.
Think you're fast? Cute.
Kind of good. So where Swain does nothing right now. I can't Might with him. He is leveled, I guess, which is a thing, but it's not like really that big of a thing. If you catch in my my drift here. So, you can have a 4/7 leveled Swain without anything else to do with them. These are going to be absolutely massive next round. Yoinking his cards doesn't sound that good. I could play Petty Officer as like a unit, have full spell mana for next rounds. I think maybe just developing the Swain and well, I guess I can't deny is the problem with that, right? So I guess I probably do actually want to maybe just open attack with just this and then see what goes down after that. That's kind of okay. If he commits a fair amount of mana, then maybe we can Swain. The logic with the Swain is that I don't have spell mana to back him up, so he's a little bit weak.
Fluffy tails fool ya.
Okay, well that makes it look like he kind of wants to play like a Will of Ionia here. Which, believe it or not, is kind of good. So, if he open attacks next round, I kind of just lose. I guess I would play this then, so I have 2 units to block with. Over the Swain.
Do you want to get back to work? You fight or you swim?
I probably do have to play Swain next round to try and win though, because then I can deny with him, and then I have Leviathan on 8 is kind of like our comeback, I guess. This 8-star attack phase, so we get like a resting period then. That's annoying, but it's not game over, I think. These all get buffed to 3/2s. Like, the thing is, if I deny this, then he can just like Intimidating Roar, right? That's kind of the whole problem with it, and why I don't want to do that. If I Fervor this, I can clear one of the 1/3s. He doesn't get a Tail the Dragon. He has 1 mana. Then I don't really have spell mana to do anything. But I mean, these are just 1/3s then, and we're kind of okay with that. These are gonna be 8/7s, so I'm not gonna clear them anyways. So it's probably better to just do this, I think. That should be fine. Is that our face? Is his face ever better? I think I probably want to play to live. If we get long enough in the game where we're going to have the Swain and Leviathan up, we're probably going to win anyways. Our issue now is obviously that was the spell mana that I would use for a Swain, right? So, to protect the Swain, sorry. So now I'm going to have to play a Swain and have him be unprotected, which is kind of bad. You want to back your homies up. You don't want to just let them get bopped, right? At least where I'm from, you want to back your homies up.
Line up.
So he can still play Will of Ionia here. So this is maybe not the best look in the world, but it's one of those where we unfortunately just have to risk it for the biscuit, I think, because our other plays are kind of bad. and we are gonna have to get like this Swain plus Leviathan thing set up. So the odds of like a Will of Ionia coming down now are very high, but realistically, I just can't do anything about that. It sucks, but like in certain game states, you just have to accept that you're kind of fucked, and that's basically all you can really do. Well, it's not good, but it's not as bad as it could be, I guess. Am I dead? 6, 10, 13. No, I'm not dead. If we're not dead, the game's winnable. So the game's winnable. I think.
Yeah, pick on some of your own speed.
Do that, put in the 2. It might even just be an open attack with the Swain, to be honest. Because of might, right? Like, I have might, deny, and a refuge, so if I do that, I'll usually clear, I think. Over the Leviathan, maybe. For lifesteal, when I heal off the spell effect, it works with Yasuo, but like Yasuo's ability, you strike. It's not worth playing this unless I get the AoE, I think, but I mean, I am at 2, right? So it probably is.
Patience is a tactician's greatest tool.
So I play might and refuge here. Okay. So this is burst, so I can't see it with the Oracle Eye, right? But I think it's still worth to just play it. And we can see, yeah, so it does work in a similar fashion to Yasuo's then, good to know. So we do that. And then we see Will of Ionia. A refuge. We still Nexus Strike that though. So that's okay. Yeah, that's not really very useful, but okay. Sweet Save, sure. That goes through and we do 7 trillion damage while healing for 7 trillion. That's nuts, man. That's actually so insane. I should probably take back every single comment I made complaining about stealing spells, because that was actually just nuts. If he's passing, do I just allow him to pass so I can play the Death Sound right away into... Well, I guess if he opens his attacks, I can't block 2 anyways though, so I guess I should do the Grifter. And if he had a will, he would have played it anyways, right? So it's like, it's not really worth to talk about, I think. Just play another unit to block with and all that kind of jazz. Swing is busted? I mean, he can do some dumb stuff, yeah.
Crows who have what's left.
I think that's about it. You can only stun back row units with warning shots, so it's not worth utilizing here. Same with like the Death Hand or anything. Sure. Let's first, I can't really play around that. I can go to 10. Is that okay though, to just go to 10 off that? Or should I be playing the Death Hand here? I think like realistically it's okay. He can't attack again. There shouldn't be a way that I die here or anything. His cat's not leveled. He hasn't played one yet. So I mean, as long as our Swain's healthy, I can just jam a Leviathan and we should be okay. I'm thinking we're okay at least. That's gonna put him at 5. I think that's just okay, right? Like with the Leviathan in mind, we should be okay with that.
Order, sir. Bring forth our army.
I don't think I'm missing anything, right? Because the read is just that he doesn't have a will, so we should win with that. GG's. Yeah, I did. So I didn't even realize that the Marauders were gonna like double scale that one turn too. But a good win, and it turns out all the spells that we yoinked are really nuts. Hey, I was born in 96. It's cool. Anivia Trinimir. This guy potentially inspired by some recent YouTube videos. This just looks like a keep. Butcher number 2 is probably okay, right? Like, we're really not too worried about that. The yoinky stuff is interesting because some of the cards we could get from him could be like War Mother's Call, and while it's not usually that good, pulling a Dreadway or Leviathan or GP or Swain from the deck are pretty sweet, so it's a little bit better in this version of a Swain or Gangplank deck than it normally would be, because I've intentionally put just 5 really big late game bombs in the list. And I think because of that, we're gonna find some success just with those little guys. Shouldn't craft any champions until next balance patch. I would recommend waiting, yeah. It's not too long from now, so I would say just chill out. And, you know, just, see how it goes.
Let's get to it.
So you can grasp this if you want, and I don't get the plunder. I think they usually want to play. Warning Stones is fine as well. I was gonna say that they normally want to play Catalyst, but Warning Stones works. So we're gonna start yoinking. 1 mana Sentry's cool. I think I still play Butcher over that though. Runation and another Sentry. Okay. Well, we got the card draw down, which is good, and it's almost better that these cards just die because then, well, we're gonna have a pretty easy time just you know, letting them die to like a whale or anything like that. And we're not really gonna be too upset about that because we do just want to cycle them, I think. Or maybe kill them with them too, right? That's fine as well. I also think the Runation is kind of not that great for us a lot of time here. Just because he is going to be kind of playing two really sticky champions. It's kind of funny because like that's literally what we got finished playing yesterday, and I literally got like finished uploading like 21 minutes ago. It was like the War Mother's Call deck. So it's kind of cool that we see somebody else playing that. Maybe you watched the stream yesterday or something. Definitely dig it.
See the Devastian border from here.
Okay, pass, and then open attack should be pretty good here. Hit him with it. That's kind of a lot of damage. So I'll probably chump block something with his 0-4. I don't think I want to might, but that could be a look. It's 11 now, so if we might, we do a little bit more damage, but I kind of do just want to hold that, I think. Might's like one of those cards that people really just don't expect, so you can actually pull off some really ridiculous shit with it a little bit later on in the game. So I'm thinking I'm okay with just letting this go through, put him to 11. You can jam in a Nivea here if you want. We're actually it's very unfortunate. We're quite close to actually clearing the egg Nivea, but we're 1 damage off. Catalyst, okay. Sure. And this guy's literally almost enlightened. It's kind of insane. I think I do like the Make It Rain here more than the Death Hands. Maybe that's wrong though, because like I could like double Death Hand, play like a Dreadway deckhand, and then Make It Rain to clear Nivea, but I mean, it's not really anything to talk about because I'm not gonna be able to play all those anyways, right? I feel like having a guaranteed Nexus Strike later is better. It's not that likely he's gonna go wide this game, but just in case we get to a point where he does, I feel like it's gonna be better for us to be able to do this. I want to say it'll be better at least. Grasp, sure, that's fine. I can't really do too much about that. Also, he has no spell mana for next turn, which is actually kind of a big deal. They usually want to have spell mana to kind of do their dumber stuff, and I mean, since he's just not in a position where he can do the dumb stuff, we're kind of happy, I think. I got you, Dogaholic, no worries, man.
A storm.
Hello, Birdie Lady. So Birdie Lady rips the 2-1s. He probably doesn't attack though, right? I guess we can, Would we try to bait him into attacking here, maybe? Would I play the deckhand or would I play... Because if he does attack, I can block and clear, right? That's why I would want him to do this here. I think I just pass, actually.
Snow, wind, and ice.
That should be a... Oh, no. Yeah, that's a better look, right? Because I just do double Death Hand now. So keep my 3-2 healthy. That's good. So you say, okay, it goes through. We also draw 2 cards as well, which is pretty massive. Like, the reason why this is good here is because he doesn't have mana for Mistcall. So you can't do any really dumb stuff with this. Redway's nice, but just a little bit too slow. So you say, okay. If he plays Elixir of Iron, dude, I swear to God, man. I swear to God. There's no way he does that though, right? It's never something to worry about. Let's get him with the Monkey Man too. So our open does 4, which is not a lot. If I play Gangplank here, we are just like absolutely telling him to just Runation us. And then I have no follow-up other than a Runation of my own. But that actually is a little bit of a better play than it looks like. Like the just straight up Gangplank actually looks like it's quite bad here, but I'm actually kind of leaning towards it being good because what it'll make him do is not have mana to play Brood Awakening next turn. And then we can get value from I guess just the Runation potentially, unless it's like a Tryndamere. And I'll really never find time to play this otherwise, so I think it's actually the play. So it's a Runation check. He can have 2 in the deck. He's drawn 14. Technically, like, he's drawn 11, and we've taken 3 cards from his deck. Taken, but yeah. So we do Runation check or Vengeance check, I guess, for this, and that's about it. If I didn't have like Dreadway or Leviathan, I probably wouldn't, but just because I have one of the big bombs already in the hand, I think it makes sense to just pressure here.
One candle for every soul.
Okay, I dig it.
Break their legs.
Let's do some damage, I guess. If I make it rain first, I'm not gonna clear anyways, right? So like, I mean, is it really that bad if I do that though? He never, maybe he actually would block an Anivia into gangplank. Honestly, it could actually happen here. Fuck, my ordering is bad, sorry, that was a huge misplay. I just missed a free damage, my bad. That was super stupid of me. Because I could have leveled the GP, right, with the second hit, so I just, instead of putting him to 9, I put him to 10, my bad. I could technically make it rain to gain some damage here, but I then lose the ability to do that into the Lux, so, or into the Anivia, sorry, so I don't think I'm too interested in doing that. I think I just take the L and see that I fucked up. Yeah, my bad.
Reborn of salt and pride.
I think that's big misplay number 1 so far today, so that's pretty good. Not great, but I mean it's better than average, I guess. So we're 2 barrels now.
A new era begins.
Hello, big birdie lady. How are you? And hello, big monkey man. So birdie lady just kills my board, which kind of sucks. Definitely not the biggest fan of that, and I can't actually block her here, so... And there's actually no way for me to block her.
Let's soar.
That's kind of really bad, actually. I'm stupid. So that's actually really not good. And that made my my play last round actually terrible, I would wager. So no matter what, Birdie Lady wipes the board. I could technically play Make It Rain and Runation here if we want. This is where he like gets ahead really though, which is kind of frustrating. Because I mean I clearly just kind of shit the bed, right? There's not too much to say here other than that. I could just put him at 6, and then I guess I have like Dreadway plus Might as an out maybe. He could also play removal into this, which would feel bad, but I think probably putting him at 6 is like the most consistent way for us to win. Like the Anivia spell still goes off, so it's not gonna change anything. Just block like that or something, I guess. He can also just play another spell to clear the powder keg as well. It's also very possible, and he will also have healing, so it's not like this is really going to be the most consistent line that we're going to be able to take. You can use on ladies? No, sir. I am still dry. I downloaded a Hinge, so I've been on there, but online dating, not really the move, not gonna lie. I am kind of tired of it already after just like restarting and trying to do it again. Big headache and not really worth the time in my opinion. So I don't really want a Runation now. I think I do just play the Butcher and then the Dreadway, I think. Ledros, okay. So I could get Atrocity and just lose now. But I guess this is something we have to unfortunately say is okay. If Swain Might inside, is it better? I mean, Dreadway literally doubles damage that I do with everything, so it has to be better, I think. I'm not even like enlightened yet, right? We're not at 10 mana, so I can't like Runation and Swain after or anything like that. Not that it's even really that good or anything, but I can't do it. Tryndamere, so Dreadway will deal 8 if I give him 3 more attack. He'll do 14. 14 minus 6 is 8, so 1 off lethal with that line. Barrel doesn't matter. That's only if he blocks with Ledros though, which he probably will. You could do the Tryndamere block too, I guess, but it's gonna have to be it, I think. He's ever just fucked around and be 1 off lethal? Do any of my other mites do more damage? If I might here, I do 5. It would be 5 times 2, I do 9. So this is exact lethal if I might here. I think. These both play in the grasp. This way I do 5, I do 1, I do 6. So I have to do it this way, I think. Unless I'm mistaken. 5 times 2 is 10, 10 minus 1 is 9. So Vile Feast as a 1-of will win. Oh my god, we actually got there. Holy dude. Nutty. What an ending. Dreadway deckhand. Carrying the game with the 1-of might. Let's go. Maybe we make might as a 2-of. It is actually super insane with Dreadway as well, right? Nutty. 4-mana grasp. Well, he can't steal my stuff, so he wouldn't have 4-mana grasp, but yeah. Double feast or like any form of healing, I guess, is the way that he got there. But very solid win, for sure. Very, very solid win. So that's a unit that's kind of baited people in those type of elusive decks for a really long time. It's definitely not one that I think is super worth. Swain TF. Okay. I mean, Dreckhand is usually pretty good into TF because, I mean, it's a Maker Ring kills it. I wonder if we keep a Swain. I feel like I want to do this, but this doesn't really feel right. I think I'm okay with it, though. I mean, this side is definitely better. It doesn't mean that that decision was really that great, though.
Nothing like the stink of blood and sweat.
It definitely worked out, though.
Time to get rich.
Okay, no Blender, unfortunately. Unfortunate. I probably just pass instead of playing a merchant here because I'm gonna get the double trigger on turn 4 anyways. So I think we just play for the monkey idol here. You do the same thing. Nope, no monkey idol for me. Just spell mana. I dig it. I don't know. I feel like Zed is just one of those that is kind of just like a huge bait unit. Personally, it seems like in the elusive decks, people well maybe good players with elusive decks don't do this, but it seems like a lot of players with elusive lists in general just try to I guess I don't get too much value out of them is really the way that I should put it, but they kind of overcommit into Zed and really find that to be like the way that they win games a lot. And I see a lot of people just lose games because of that. Thank you, Ranger. It's fine with me. My card actually wouldn't have died if I did that. So it's maybe not even a good unit to hit there, but okay, we're fine. Pilfered stuff, sure. Don't steal my cards. I guess it's okay though, we do the same thing back and then we just get his pilfered goods, so I mean, maybe I shouldn't complain too much about stealing stuff. You steal his cards. 2 mana Grifter is okay, I'll take that. It's not bad. Is it as good as GP here though? It's not leveled. I mean, I'm stealing a card sometimes, it's like double discounted, right? So the Grifter is probably just the play. I can go like Grifter, Petty Officer, Jagged Butcher here, go really wide, and I think we'd be pretty happy about that. Yeah.
I like turtles because they're so chill. They don't hurt anyone. They're just like, hey man, I want to swim and maybe eat some lettuce. But I'm gonna take my time getting there. I'm not in a rush. Because I'm a turtle. Quote.
You definitely have to take your time for sure. Thanks for the 15, Dieter. Appreciate it, man. I'm glad to learn you like turtles. They definitely are kind of cool.
Yeah, you don't want to.
I wouldn't say they're like one of my top favorite animals, but you know what, dude? I respect the fact that you like them a lot.
I'm not greedy, my friends.
Okay, well, I guess,
Prepare for the next kill.
yeah. Okay. All I'm really learning from playing this game today is that Black Market Merchant is a good card.
What's the rush, huh?
We're kind of done yoinking, so this is probably fine. Yeah. Yeah. Black Market Merchant is definitely a good card. Kind of crazy, right? Maybe a little bit too good. That's been my takeaway so far today. Yeah, so if there's one thing that you can say you've learned from the stream today, it's probably that Black Market Merchant is a little bit overtuned. Well, now I get another Yoinkies card. Did I play the gangplank here? He has 6 mana. He could like TF stun, I guess. He could play Swain and play like a warning shot maybe as well. I don't really have a way to react to Swain though, so I should probably play aggressively here. Try to get the gangplank in play. I think that I just like this because it kind of pushes my advantage a little bit more with like really not giving up too much here. In the form of things that are good to react to this play, really. Like that's probably the best, and it's not even really that insane.
I'll take my time.
So into this, what he can do now is play Flock into the gangplank, and that's when this play becomes good. Which makes sense if he's going for that the red card for sure. That's probably the look. So we should see a Flock come down.
Charmed, I'm sure.
And a TF block, I guess. Okay. So GP got punished, but it was pretty specific, right? And his whole turn for the most part, so I'm okay with that. Not really an issue. Turtles do not eat lettuce. Okay, well, you learn something new every day. Here I was thinking that they eat lettuce. And I really just don't know. Make room for gangplank, it won't have room with the line that I said? Oh, sorry, or play Grifter. Yeah, no, okay, because I was talking about playing like the petty officer and stuff. Yeah, you're right, you're right. I probably would have considered that a little bit more if we did not get another Grifter to play, I think. But we did, because we're good at the game, so didn't have to worry too much there. Fortunately for us. GP is 3 out of 5, so if I go Grifter here, I can play a warning shot this round and then level him up for next rounds. Jaw Hunters is kind of cool. I don't know if that's really what I want to run. It does give you Challenger for sure, which is nice, but I'm not sure if I'd really say it's a look that I want to have.
Who says I
Gotta say okay to that. This is Petty Officer here. Go for a 1-cost unit instead of a keg, I think. I think it's gonna really be able to block the TF anyways though. So probably is just a keg. Because then my warning shot will do some more damage. I guess I'd rather have the damage card get blocked. It's weird that he didn't even like pull the keg though. Kind of confused by that, but sure. So Swain level up, GP's good now. So we pass, we go warning shot, and then we just attack.
I am reborn of salt and pride.
So logic of this is we get the skill effect going on, so we're gonna do at least one with that, so then Leviathan should be lethal after. Because he's gonna have to commit a fair amount to clear the GP anyways, and then we're gonna have the battleship follow-up. It's usually the battleship follow-up with the Swain to win, but in this case it's kind of just following up with a gangplank. A little bit weird because we're mix and matching ships in the way that they shouldn't really be mix and match. But you know what, dude? They're kind of in an open relationship, so it's okay. Ships are not fully committed to Swain or Gangplank, but I guess Swain and Gangplank are like the part of the couple that aren't that happy with the open relationship, but they agree to because like their girlfriend's really hot. They're like really big ships, so they're kind of okay with you know, the ships sleeping around a little bit.